Hello, welcome to Honey Badger 3D Print and Paint. Today we're going to take a look at the Superman Daily Planet model. Before we get started, roll those credits. Okay, so this model we got from CG Trader. Unfortunately, it's not actually available anymore, so you can't have it. Tough. It's one of those ones where models like this are the reason why me and Mike hoard STLs. So on a lot of sites like Cult 3D, CG Trader, and a number of other platforms as well, some of the models are only available for a limited time. And generally speaking, that's because the artist doesn't want to keep up with updates or anything like that, or deal with anything else. They sell it for a final amount they've got in mind, and then the model's no longer available. So before we do anything else, let's do a quick 360 of the model. Okay, so as you can see, the model itself is a little strange, because although it is a large model, it's about 720 mil tall and it's 350 mil wide. It is a massive model, and yet at the same time, the Superman, being the key character, is actually really quite small. And the main feature of this model is actually really the base. Bases for a lot of models tend to be afterthoughts. They are, well, this isn't going to stand up on its own, I better make a base, so I'll throw in some rocks and I'll throw in some smoke and I'll throw in a couple of like skulls or rib cages or something, and that just makes the base. But this model, the base features much more heavily on the model than really anything else. I tried doing some color shift paints to try and create like a blue explosion that was coming out of the base. I really like the way that turned out. The Daily Planet itself is painted in gold rub and buff. I wanted it to look a bit more weathered than it does. Unfortunately, I went quite high on the layer height, and there's a lot of quite sort of difficult angles and geometries to do in FDM. So it didn't quite turn out exactly as I wanted it to. But that being said, I really do like the overall model. As always, the eyes are really not something you should pay too much attention to, because they're objectively bad. But overall, I really like the model. It's one of the few models that my wife lets me keep in our dining room. She's very careful about the models that she curates in the house. Everything else either has to go down the shop or in my workshop. It's one of the few models she actually lets go in the dining room. And yeah, I mean, I really like it. It took about 250 to 300 hours to print. The majority of that printing was the base and this smoke. There was a surprising lack of supports that was required for that. All of this cape that's sort of coming up here, that was quite difficult to print. That was a lot of supports there. This was before me and Mike really started to sort of delve into tree supports and that sort of stuff. It's worth noting as well that this model didn't actually come with any instructions on how to assemble it. So, I mean, you'd think most of it would be pretty easy to figure out, but none of these pillars are numbered. So you have to try and figure out where they fit on the Daily Planet sort of model part, so that they actually fit in. And in the end, I just ended up gluing them wherever I could fit them, to be honest, just to get it done. But yeah, I mean, I really like the model. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to tick that bell so you get notified of all of our future videos. Thanks for joining, guys.